Sports is going to be charged by the rest of the class. Down to Jiggle, he's hiding right behind those boxes, and speaking of which, both have already been knocked down. See Jiggle aggressively trying to trade back. Need to be brought out, sure, but it's going to be a little tough, and just like that from the top side, Sky has got him covered to take down that member of Team Flash.
See, if you do know how to use that element of surprise, it will always work to your advantage. And that's exactly what we saw coming from Horror Esports. And now the moment of truth here, ladies and gents, is about to unfold. We've got Sky cooking up a nade, potentially shutting down at least a player coming from Team Flash. Completely missed his target, though, but yeah, maybe a little damage inflicted onto Bhaii. Now he goes for the Molly. Okay, going a little bit outside, but okay, no hard push just yet. But oh, Jiggle with an on-point spray, shutting down Bounce from that angle.
He's just playing mind games with these members of Team Flash, and just like that, slowly kidnapping one after another. Now it's only down to Tops. Not the one for 20, that is. And here comes, just like that, he breaks out the... Reveal themselves, and then the rest of the pack will start to erupt into battle. Speaking of which, forward now, the pressure over onto the citizens of the power towards the angle up against Jiggle, but that's not quite hitting the mark just yet. So Sky, he sees the approach coming in from the Koreans, and they are about to break in the challenge. And here comes the rest of the Grammy, dropping big nades, and Glue Squad is involved as well, getting that double knock. Can they secure those points before it is being stolen away by 4 Miracle Vibes?
Everyone's ganging up against D plus Kia here, ladies and gents. I mean, the only team that's available for some beating would be D plus Kia, considering their position. I mean, Horror Esports, GLU, 4MV, they do have some power, but Horror Esports doing an extremely well job of defeating 4 Miracle Vibes as well. It seems to me like they could win the fight for day number 2 of the Rulers Invitational Showdown.
All it took in that moment was a full set to set everybody in that chaos factory. And my mind.
There's most. And Horror Esports, you know, the way that they've gotten the chicken dinner was a smart play, to be honest. I mean, they did not leave that compound and just really waited for the perfect timing, the right opportunity to knock out some opponents. They weren't greedy. It was just like, they're kind of chill, but kind of aggressive at the same time. But you know what? Just because there's like a very positive energy coming from the fans of Horror Esports, I can see a lot of you down there in the comment section spamming purple hearts. So perhaps, you know, one reason why Horror Esports...
But then again, we know how people it was closing into this direction as well. So not many options available. That part Esports, they at least secured themselves 5 points to the out. For Esports so far, despite not really getting too much out of the battles just yet, they're about to close in up against LGD. Here comes the push coming in from Sleepy. He's got the nade in hand. He does have to really drop it directly towards the shack, but he's checking the smokes first and foremost. Seems to be clear. 10 now picking up links. And we're looking at this spread coming out of LGD, looking to be pretty interesting as they have had some impact to be able to tackle Brox and Nofear. But Jiggle, he drops that big nade. He will find it in return to knock down links.
Horror Esports doing a great job gatekeeping, applying a lot of pressure onto the side of LGD. Oh man, Jiggle receiving some damage as well from a spray out there somewhere, but an effective kill though coming from Nofear. Horror Esports right now applying a lot of pressure again up to, for LGD here, definitely going for a pinch. Here comes Sleepy again with another nade attack, and Tian, oh man, he's quite exposed behind, and Horror Esports can capitalize on that one. Here comes Jiggle, trying to dance it off with another player coming from LGD, and that is it, guys. LGD just got erased from Miramar map, courtesy of Horror Esports.
That is just super smooth takedowns coming out of Horror. They slowly single out their targets. They know what exactly needs to be done since that there is that widespread coming.
To happen. Now, D plus Kia attacking Horror Esports. We've got Chips with 80% health here. Fabian still clicking up a nade to try to keep Horror Esports at bay here, but Sleepy ain't slipping at all. He inflicts a lot of damage on the Ozone here of D plus Kia. Now he's going for a massive crate. Gets another one and was able to shut down at least one out. He's coming from Ozone, so it's 2 for 2 for Horror Esports.
And Fabian, he is barely getting enough cover, but he's turning back. Oh, down to 1v1, and they go down. Nofear saves it all. 2 members knocked down, and even you still have Nofear over on the back to be able to cover ground. So, interesting move because these 2 teams, potential up against BTR if they ever push out. What has been pretty interesting, other than Thunder Talk being a little bit passive, is just that JTG, they were on the hillside for the longest time. They have yet to really strike down any of all these targets out there. For Esports find themselves an advantage to move into the open ground, but that is going to be very risky because there's still plenty of teams inside the city. Now, the onus is on NS Force to be leaving that area of the city, so they will have to push Altered Ego at BTR at the same time.
Exactly, yeah. And you know what I feel like? With this kind of energy we're feeling from Horror Esports, it's not impossible at all, for them to score a back-to-back winner chicken dinner. But then again, they will still have to go through um, uh, a lot of teams like Alter Ego Ares and BTR. But since we are also witnessing like kind of a three-way fight happen between NS, Alter Ego Ares, and BTR, probably uh, they'll also just wait it out up until at least one team is eliminated. They could take over a building, just to make sure that you get a good placement from this match. Now we've got TZ cooking up a nade. He could potentially shut down all the boys from Alter Ego Ares if his nade is on point, but that is still a big question mark right there. BTR, we've got Snape and Federalis tandem. Can be hard to get that winner chicken dinner just because they don't have the numbers as well. Let's see what's going to happen. JD, I believe, this is working out for them since they do have that high ground advantage. But then again, the downside of it is that they're exposed. They don't have any cover to protect themselves with, so it makes it easier for other teams to kind of target them, especially for Horror Esports, man. I mean, we can see that, someone is on prone and just, easy for him to shut down JD from that point. And here comes Sleepy now just moving closer and closer to JD. But man, Snape! The defense against the dark arts professor was able to shut him down.
Yeah, as they try to make their climb upwards, they are still going on an attempt while JDG has to put on the offenses as he tries to surf his way around. He's having a tough time controlling that DBS. Instead, switch over to Scar L to get things done. JDG holding their fortress, but this is still not quite done just yet. There is still Jiggle. Let's go over on the low ground. And BTR knows exactly what's happening over on the other quarter, so they are going to be looking to at least push outwards if they could. Nate now being hooked right in. Not able to hit the mark as he's hoping to connect over on the other side, but they're on the lower ridge. Meanwhile, inside the city, Alter Ego 2 members pinned down. BTR, they're slowly making their advancement, slowly pinning out Badru, so he has to do it all alone. It's going to be Cell QZQ that does spot it in return. So there goes majority of Alter Ego barely having enough space. Can Snake pull the miracle run here for BTR?
BTR, I can say that it's definitely a good spot for them. But since we're down to just last player, let's see if they can still pull it off. But great nade again coming from Snape, eliminating Badru. If Horror Esports is successful in eliminating players from JD and they get the high ground advantage, then there's a big chance for them to get that back-to-back winner chicken dinner we were talking about just a while ago. And now we're down to two. Okay, so JD versus Horror Esports this time, and I guess they should just wait it out. I mean, the contingency plan definitely would be Sky, right? I mean, Jiggle, Nofear, they're the ones pushing, doing all the hard work here, and Sky definitely will provide some support here, but man, this is a tight one.
It definitely is. Barely enough room for the side of JDG. Now they try to push through. It's looking for Jiggle, but not quite enough. They run into two members of Horror Esports, and just like that, the back-to-back win is here for the Purple Hearts. Horror Esports, sure, dominating throughout their run in day 2.
Oh my goodness. They're walking inside the lobby right now, banging on their chest. Back-to-back winner chicken dinner for the Purple Hearts here, ladies and gents. I just know that you guys are going crazy right down there in the comment section, so might as well cheer for them, because man, it was a tough one. It was a tie competition for game number 2, but still Horror Esports emerged victorious from the clash.
My, how many fights does it take? Plus Kia, you saw what happened to those members of JDG and many more, and just like that, they have crushed the competition, and this is just more than what it seemed to be, because they have secured about close to 15 points in terms of eliminations, and look at the damage numbers. Everybody was involved in every altercation.
Honestly, it was great zone control. It was great pacing as well. All the decisions, it was perfect, for Horror Esports. The rotations, everything worked out to them. It was a pretty hard task. The way that they were trying to flush out JD from the high ground, it was a 50-50% chance. It was definitely high risk, but they were able to pull it off. And, it is a much deserving win for the side of Horror Esports. They really worked hard for it.
Exactly, and I want to say that one of the most pivotal points how they actually win out the trade is that they have this 2-2 split after winning out against D plus Kia. You saw Sky was extending into the city to see if they could just catch anybody rotating outwards. So that actually see the entirety of Hora to get another clean 4 points up against Thundertalk, and then go up against Nongshin Race.
To Horror Esports.
Yeah, Sky especially, because he really took charge of the fight. That extension towards Thundertalk, and then after that, even finding more in return. And even then down towards the final stretch, he can actually sit back and allow Jiggle to also get into the mix of the battle while he also supports from the back, which is why we are looking at this team to be so versatile on how they actually tag onto all the other teams out there. So super impressive. Sky is absolutely deserving for him to actually secure the top spot. 23 points.